Hey, what's up, everybody? See if anybody else is going to join in. What's up, Thompson? Welcome in. Oh. How you been, Will? Well, I figured I'd go live for a little bit, and I've actually got my Muggy build that I did over here off camera. You can see the tires right here. This is the my electric conversion that I did to the Muggy, and we're going to do a little work on it tonight. I've got to replace the rear bulkhead on it. It's cracked, and I've got some. You can see a box there of spare parts. We're going to pull the bulkhead off of that bad boy, and we're going to see if we can get that installed in the rear end. That's my kind of goal for tonight on the wrenching side, and we'll see where we go from there. But I guess while we wait for people to come in, I'll do a little wrenching. All right, let's get this over here. Move my keyboard out of the way. Yeah, so this is my Muggy build. It's got some old Spectrum electronics in it. And you can see it's got an older Arma style ESC, 6S ESC in it. And this is actually my oldest son, Harlan's rig. He's the one that's in the Army. And he's currently deployed in Poland area. Thanks for sharing it out, Thompson. Appreciate it. Sweet. I see that we got, it's like we got, I guess one of them's me because I'm watching over here on this monitor over here. I'm watching my stream to see how everything goes. How's my audio? My audio seem good? But it looks like there's 3 people watching, but I know one of them's me. So so there's at least 2 people in here, so I'm not talking to myself. At least I got you, Thompson, for a little bit. But we're going to get these wheels taken off here. My son has kind of stripped some stuff on it. He pulled his receiver out of it for one of his other builds before he left. And we're probably going to figure out how to get this all squared away and get it running better. At least running again. I still haven't done a run video on this. I was waiting for him to do the run video, being that it is his. So we'll see if I get this bulkhead replaced. I noticed when I was doing the build that on the back side of the bulkhead, let me get this tire off and I'll show you guys where I noticed it was cracked. And because they don't really, finding parts for this isn't the easiest thing to find parts for because it is an old style Losi. But the finding parts to actually put on this was not easy to get this up and running. And back in the day, I had one of these that I got, and my oldest son had it as his primary nitro RC. And there was a guy that wanted my son's, he had a Arma Typhon. What's up, Jeremy T? Welcome into the chat. Thanks for stopping by. Giving me some watch time. That's awesome. See if we make sure we can welcome everybody in as they come in. So, kind of going back to, my son had an Arma Typhon, and he started going through the process of stretching it to turn it into an Arma Italian, which is the Truggy. And so what I'm working on, Jeremy T, is, if you remember what this is the body for a Losi Muggy. And this has been converted to an electric version instead of the nitro version. And my son wanted to make he wanted a Truggy. And so we started working on stretching his Arma Talon or Typhon and turn it into an Arma Talon. In that process, he lost interest in it and started playing with one of my other RCs that I had. And it just became basically, I ended up getting off of Jenny's RC. I got the Arma Talon chassis, moved everything over because it's pretty much interchangeable. Got longer drive shafts, started getting all that set up, and we just hadn't got Truggy tires on it. And then he decided he didn't want it anymore. He wanted to just get another Truggy. And so I put it all back together as an Arma Talon, and it was actually a V1 version of the Arma Talon. And so I did a little research, figured out what parts I needed to actually turn it into a V5, and built a V5 Arma Typhon out of it and put it up for sale. And a guy contacted me and sent me a picture of this bad boy that he had built. And he wanted to know if I'd trade for it. So I went ahead and traded. Sergeant J's RC Adventures. Welcome in, buddy. Long time no see. I've seen you doing a lot of live wrenching, and I hadn't able to jump in there recently. I've just been so busy with the kids. So Sergeant J, this is actually a old school RC that's been converted into more of a newer school, but this is what you're looking at, Sergeant J. This is a Losi Muggy, and I did a conversion on it. What happened is the guy that had this, he did a kind of like basically got a little piece of aluminum and turned around and made kind of a motor mount for it. And the center differential was kind of being held with zip ties into this metal plate that mounted the motor up. And he was using the original Muggy mounts for the servos, and he had those old school analog servos setting in there that he was using for steering on it. I did a whole video of it. It's up on my channel on this conversion and what I did, but I basically ripped everything out of the center of this and found out that you can mount the basically the motor mount and center differential mounting and everything from an Arma line. So that's what I did. And if you actually look at it, this is the, out of the Arma Creighton. It's the same one that you're going to find in the Talon and the Typhon for the V5s or the EXBs that you're going to be able to find. But it's the motor mount for it. And the differential right here, the housing, is a stock out of a V5 Arma Talon, and mounted that in there. Now, the differential that's in there is the original differential that was in this for the Muggy or a Losi of some sort. It's not an Arma differential. So that's mounted inside of that housing. I took a stock Arma servo mount, and you notice it's not setting like you would normally set it in a, in the fifth scales. So it's more like how they would mounted them in more of the seventh scales. So you'll see in the if you guys watched my video on my Truggy that I did, the Arma Creighton XL, it's mounted this way instead of this way. So I mounted it in there. It kind of lined up with some holes that were already there. And that's how I did it. Now for the motor mount and the center differential, I actually, those mounts, I had to drill holes in the bottom of that chassis. So here's another chassis you see right here. So it is mounted right here is where that center differential is mounted. And these 4 holes didn't line up for the mount there. So what I actually had to do was shift it just a little bit and drilled 2 holes, like pretty much, correction, it's right here. 2 holes right there, and then that center mount lined up perfectly. This is another parts rig that I picked up. Let's see what we got going on here. If I get one, it's staying nitro. Oh, Sergeant J, yeah. So as you can see, I have this. These are pieces. So I'm using this one to get the bulkhead off of it, because the back one here, when I built this, there was a crack in the rear differential housing, that bulkhead, and I kind of put a little bit of a plastic JB weld on it to hold it in place, and it's been running fine. But we came across a guy here in Phoenix that was selling a couple of these rollers. This one's completely torn apart in that box. And then up above the orange one up here, which I'll get down here in a second, is another Muggy. So I have 3 of them now. That one up there is going to become nitro as soon as I can finish it. There's some pieces missing, which I can bring it down here in a minute and show you. But I got a bunch of spare parts, so I can make this one a little bit better. So got all that mounted in here. The shocks, I did put a tower brace right here. Now it's pretty much in there, but it is not bolted into anything. It is basically right between the 2 towers, and then I have it zip tied really tight in place to hold that in place so this doesn't move. And I did take it off out in my backyard in the grass. I took it off a ramp just to see, is this thing going to pop loose, or those zip ties are going to pop loose? And with just going it off of the ramp in the backyard and landing it, I didn't have any issues. But we'll see what happens when we take it out to our bash season out here this next year. We'll get this bad boy out and give it a shot, and we'll go. Everything else is pretty much Losi. Like, so you got the the chassis brace right here, and this chassis brace, that's all original Losi. The drive shafts are originally Losi. I mounted the receiver box back here. Now, I don't know what my son did with the top piece to this box. So this was actually out of his V1 Typhon, along with the battery tray that's right here for it is out of the V1. Now I do have like a V5 over here in my bin. So I might end up having to mount that in there because I don't know what he did with the box. But we'll see. And we'll probably end up upgrading this motor and put a new, bigger motor in it for him and see how it runs. Let's see what we got here. Can't beat the LS. Oh, yeah. The shocks on these, Sergeant J, they're freaking huge. You know, this is the LST shocks. They're huge. And if you look at what Arma uses, actually, they're over here. the shocks. All right, so I don't know where I put my spare shocks, but we can just look at this one here. I think I have them in the box over in the corner, but these shocks, if I pull this top off, I don't think when I was running my nitros, I had any issues with the with those shocks actually ever, you know, shock shafts ever bending on the Losi ones. Oh, I see Backwoods Boys Small Engines, you're in the house. Thanks for stopping by and checking me out. So this is my my Creighton XL build that I have, but you can see these shocks. And now if I take these Losi ones, look at the size difference of them. You know, I would hope maybe down the road, maybe Arma is going to beef up their shocks and put some Losi stuff in it, being that they're owned by Horizon. But those things are freaking huge. So, see what else is going on in here in the chat. People saying hi to each other. All right, so taking apart this rear end, we're going to get that going so I can replace it. But see if I can show you guys where it was cracked at. Yeah, it'll be kind of hard to see. I'll be able to show you guys where it's cracked at once we get that rear end off and go from there. It's not, you guys aren't going to be able to see it on camera until I get it off. But all right. I guess we'll get to tearing into this bad boy. I think first thing I got to do is cut that shock tower zip tie. You know, I did notice when it comes to, you know, the differences between the Losi differentials and the Arma differentials, not really that much difference at all, other than on the out drives coming out of the differentials, they're shorter. They're not as long as the Arma ones, so you can't really use that. But the looking at how it mounts up to the housing and the case, they're pretty dang close. I think it wouldn't be a bad deal of swapping those out. Gearing wise, I think the center differential on the Losi is a little bit. I think it has more teeth. I don't know that exact teeth count off the top of my head, so I'll have to look that up later here. All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to undo the chassis support for the rear. So I do like the fact that these bolts kind of go all the way through, and you know, they're using a little lock nut on the end, which I guess will help with the plastic. You know, you're not going to pull the bolt through it. Looks like I'm going to need. Let's see what size we got here. It's the right one. See if I can Get it on there. Nope, it looks like that plastic is just down a little bit. So we will try this. There it goes. All right. Don't know for sure if I'll get all of this done tonight, but definitely going to get started on it and get this rear end taken apart. Let's see how the night goes. So what tires are you gluing, Jeremy? Washer. People have had issues gluing them. I think I came up with a good way of doing it. I hate gluing tires. I know on the buggy ones, a lot of the ones when you replace them, you gotta re-glue them. Like these guys, these are the original ones that came on it, and I basically had to get back in and put a new bead inside of around the edges and got everything glued back down, and it seemed like they're holding. So we'll see how that works. For an infraction, Jeremy? Got a felony right there. Yeah. All right, so we got that. And take this off. No beads, smooth the rims, and the trick is to get them glued under. Oh yeah. Well, I haven't done actual tires that brand new ones, glued them at all in like probably 10 years. Most of all my tires for these, I'll buy them from Jenny's RC in a set of 4 for pretty cheap. That we need to disconnect. Where's my hand tools? Need 2 and a half. Well, how's everybody's Taco Tuesday been going? I was actually going to start this live at 6, but tacos were taking a little bit longer, so ended up starting a little bit later. Had to get my tacos in. All right. Now, need to finish taking this plate off. Welcome in, Alan. I have to reply on YouTube. I did not tell you I was doing a live today. I apologize. You didn't have tacos, Thompson. I have tacos every Tuesday. Let's see. All right. Got that off. So now I think should be able to pull this free now. You thought it was Tequila Tuesday? Oh, me and tequila don't mix too well. I get angry when I drink tequila. I don't know why I'm using this. I should be using this. The cheater way. Oh, I don't have the right tip in this one. Found it. Apparently, I didn't put it back where it belongs. We got it. Yeah, there's too many times I've had a tequila shot, and next thing you know, I'm thinking I'm king of the world, and never works out in my favor. The other thing that doesn't work in my favor is having the green fairy drink. That messes me up. All right. Now, take this, move that out of the way. Alan says, so I hope to be wrenching suit. I'm paying off my your 3D printer hobby is very expensive. I should know. Yep. One of your futures is right there. It's sitting right there, Alan. It's waiting for you. All right. So now, let's see here. this off. Another one of these. I think I'm going to have to pull the shock off. This back on. Well, technically, Alan, don't you wrench every day for me at work? But I know that's not for fun. This is for fun. Okay. So now, the other thing I did when I was building this is I replaced all the hardware with stainless steel hardware. So really don't like all of that hardware that you get when you buy the brand new rigs. And so I pretty much pull all that hardware off and put all stainless steel on it. And I buy it in bulk on Amazon. So what I'll do is I will actually break out the manual or go to their website. Like I'll go to Arma's website and download the manual and figure out all the screws I need and the size. And then I create my own little parts kit out of that on screws and create my own little screw boxes with every piece of hardware that I would need. There are some specialty ones that you can't really, I guess I shouldn't say you can't find them. You can find them. You just got to special order them. Okay. Now, get this out of there. You know, working on this Muggy is I haven't really worked on it as much, you know, since I built it. You know, I can take apart an 8th scale Arma in no time at all. With this, it's trying to figure out the right way to get it apart because I really don't work on them that much. So, and now I have 3 of them to work on. So I'll get some practice in that and getting it figured out. I'm excited to actually see this thing run for after I get the bulkhead replaced on it and not have to worry about thinking I'm going to break it. Wing out of the way. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. Well, not much. All right, so we got that off. Take this off. Oh. So Jeremy, if you're still in the chat, you said you had 5 Losi Muggies, or you had 5 of them over a time period. Yeah, I don't want to. No, I don't want to use the drill. Do I need to take that plate off? No, actually, I don't. I just need to pull the differential. We can just get the A-arms off of it, get the diff out of it. We should be good. Oh, Sergeant J went live? Oh, okay. He's the one that said he had 5 of them? Oh, my gosh. That's definitely a lot. All right. We've almost got it out of there. We're almost getting these A-arms out. Okay, we got those. See where this. Seeing where it was broken. Did I glue it really good? Oh, it's right there. Yep. All right, so we got that taken apart over there. And we can move these out of the way. Oh, no, it's good. We're good. All right. Yeah, so there's my differential. Got that. But now I'm kind of curious on if I took apart the right piece. Maybe I had it confused and it was my front. So we're going to pull the front off and look at that. It was definitely a while ago since I built this, and I think that it wasn't my rear end. I think it was my front. Not a big deal. We'll get it put together. And need to remove. Get that bolt. There it is. What's up, Nitro? Welcome to the chat. Thanks for showing up. Been tearing apart my Muggy. See if I can get that bolt out of there. There it is. Looks like we got 11 people watching. It's a good time. Sergeant J, I think he was here, but I heard that he just went live also. Let's maybe I take it off over here. And we'll leave those on. Someone, for some reason, blocked me from his channel. Wanted to ask him if he knows why. Oh. You got blocked from Sergeant J's channel? Didn't think that's the wrong one. What did I? Oh, it's sitting right next to me. There it is. Can't see him in Sergeant J. All right, got that one. Now let's get this guy here. I haven't even seen, see if I can bring up Sergeant J's over here. That's funny. He's not showing up as live for me. Well, it actually says that says Sergeant J Adventures is live streaming, hosted by Brad Coleman. I don't even see Sergeant J in here. Oh, I see Jeremy T's all over it. You got it, Jeremy. All right. Get back to this. Now we can move this out of the way. It was my front. So you can see right here. You see that crack right there? That's the piece that broke and glued it, and then it came back undone again. So I took apart my rear, and I didn't need to, but that's an easy fix to get it back together. We will get this piece out of there. See if we can get that swapped out. I do like the fact that these bulkheads are kind of universal, just like in the Armas, they're universal. You know, I guess there's a left and a right side that you need, but still kind of universal. almost got that done. We are loose on that side there. Now we should be able to just take this off. And then we got the 2 screws up on the top. Now, where is... You know, Nitro, I'm kind of liking your freaking name over there in the Epic Tuber. That's awesome. Right. There we go. Got that. And now it's just getting this out of there. I think I need to take the shock off. The one time you have to have another YouTube account just so you can get your name unblocked on a channel that you shouldn't be blocked on. Let's see if I got that other pair of pliers. Now, take this off. Did I use different size? Guess I used different size screws on that one. Are they getting it figured out over there, Nitro? All right, now get these out of here. Let's see here. Well, at least looks like I've got 7 people watching. I'm still doing good. For not streaming in a long time, having seven watchers, I think I'm doing pretty good. Guess it's better than having 0, right? Standing here talking to myself while I play with my cars. All right, there we go. Inside out. That off of there. Probably should have just took this shock tower completely off in the first place. All right, got that off. Move that out of the way. All right. Nitro says, haters block me. I know who did it, but oh well. We'll move on. Exactly, right? Haters will be haters. All right, so this is what my goal was, is that you can see where it was cracked right there. And I kind of glued it into place. And I'm using it. Actually, I did a complete bash session on it, testing it out, and it worked fine. But you can also see on this guy here, it's kind of got nicked a little bit. So we're going to replace those ones with parts off of this bad boy. See which one's got the best. It's looking like I'm going to have to pull this rear end one here apart. The guy only had one screw in here. I think he actually has a 1.5 inch in that. one screw holding this onto the chassis plate. Only one screw. Oh, I guess that screw was holding in too. Looks like we got a stripped head here. Let's see if we can get that to. There we go. All right. Get this out of the way. All right. Let's see what we got going on. All right. Let's see here. Oh, nitro. So this was my Losi Muggy Muggy build that I had, and what I had a problem with is this rear. I thought it was the rear, and I took the rear bulkhead apart to find out it wasn't it. But on my front bulkhead, you can see where the differential slides in. That piece right there broke, and I had glued it when I built it because I didn't know whether or not I was going to find parts for this thing, and it worked pretty good. But now that I have all these extra, I have a whole spare parts kit for it. I'm going to swap this piece out and put in the right one, and then I can take this thing and actually do a bash run with it, see how it runs. And then also, I guess I could show you guys this one too. This is the other one that I have. I got a couple of bodies for it. And this one here, somebody already started kind of doing an E build for it, but this one's actually going to get put back into nitro mode. And we're going to use some of these pieces from this guy to do that. So when it's all said and done, I'm going to have 3 of them. Well, 2 of them, and then I'll have some spare parts with the 3rd one that I got going on. Not too big of a deal, but I'm building them for my son that's deployed currently right now with the Army. He had a nitro one when he was a younger boy, and we ended up having to get rid of it. And not ever since we got rid of it, he's been looking to re-get it again. So I got the first one for him on a trade for him, and we did the conversion, and that's the one I'm working on right now. And then we came across somebody else that was selling those 2 rollers, and one that was completely one was completely in pieces, but we got it for parts, and that's what I'm in the process of doing, is going to get that replaced. Which side do I need here? Actually, I think I'm going to do both sides, because that one is cracked too. I did notice that the other side on the front differential is also cracked right there. So I'm going to probably replace that one too with this one here, and we'll have everything good to go. Haven't decided on what motor I'm going to get for it yet. I am going to have to figure out about a gas tank for it. It's going to be able to hold the nitro fuel. And then I got to get the whole motor and bell crank assembly for it too. It actually looks, well, I guess they're the same. Looks a little different. All right. Got that one off. Now, let's get this one out of here. Get all these old pieces back in the box. Okay. Yeah, no worries, Nitro. You do what you got to do. Let's see here. Looks like we got 9 people watching. It's a good time. It's a good time. All right, got that one cleaned up. All right. I don't need these 2 pieces. All right. There's my mouse. I think I lost my mouse there for a second. Okay. Let's go to here. Content wise. Let's see here. All right. Okay. I believe it goes back together like that. So we are going to front shock tower. And take this off. All right, Thompson, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. You get some good sleep, and we'll see you again soon. Get this off of there. What time is it anyways? All right, we got that side. And sway bar off of there. All right. So now this is the front, so it's going to go like this. And we're going to put that in there. All right. Need these guys. This guy on here. So Jeremy, what's your oldest RC that you got? You got any of the vintage style? RC10. You know, the RC10 was actually my first nitro platform. I bought two of them used, and they were a pain in the butt for me. I couldn't get those things to tune to save my life, and it was probably because I was cheap at the time and I didn't buy. You know, if I bought new motors for them, I'm sure they probably would have worked pretty good. But I had two of those for a while. I ended up selling both of those. Shoot, that was back in the I want to say got them in like 99 and had them for till I think it was like 2008. Got rid of both of those, and then started a build. Bought a Losi Aftershock, and the idea behind that was I wanted to make what was called a Losi XXL, or the Losi LST2 XXL. So I did a conversion to convert it over to the XXL. So I started it. I think I probably even have pictures on the computer here of it. I could probably show you guys. Let me see if I still have those pictures. You know, Nitro, I wish I still had mine too. The crummy thing is I was going through a divorce and my ex-wife was taking more money than I could afford. So I had to part with something. So I had to part with my toys in order to be able to put food on the table for me and the kids. So tough things. I ended up getting rid of that. I had the Losi 8T. I had one of those. I had a Losi Muggy, and then I had a couple of Traxxas Rustlers, or not Rustlers, Traxxas Stampedes. Yeah. Not seeing. Don't think I have those on this computer, those pictures. I'll have to, I'm sure I'll find them eventually, and then I'll share them in a live. Yeah, I don't see them on this computer. They're probably on my other computer. But I got pictures of all of them. And then I also had an OFNA Hyper 7, which that thing was just a tank. I loved it. Yeah, no worries, Nitro. You do you. We're good. All right. Oh. There we go. Get that bad boy on here. This project, I'm probably not going to finish this tonight. I've got, I think I just put it on backwards. Yeah. That's why I didn't want to line up properly. I put that shock tower on backwards. This is the one that goes on this side. And this. There it is. It's the right way. Here, finish that up. But I figured I'd at least get on a live for a little bit tonight. Probably at least help with some of my watch hours. And start working on this project. Not sure whether or not I will be live again tomorrow night for a little bit. We will see. We'll see whatever everybody else is doing. I think Pokerossi normally goes live on Wednesdays, so I might just work a little bit on this and jump up on his live. All right. There we go. Those guys slide in like that. And then got this guy going in. Believe it's these guys. Those. This. Right. Now we need these up here. Might need to loosen these up. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so you got to put these top ones in first before tightening up the front of the bulkhead, because if not, it kind of bows out a little bit. Okay. Here. Goes. All right. All right. Now, get this bad boy installed on here. That goes in there. That's going to go like that. There we go. Now, let's get the other side done. Oh. There it goes. Got it. A little tough getting that pushed into that through it, but we got it. We got it figured out. Drive shaft in. This guy in. And that on there. This nut on. And that. Where's my washer? There it is. now line this up. I didn't rebuild the differentials on this because I already had them rebuilt. So, or normally what I would do when I have it apart, I would have, redid the differentials on it. But I didn't need to do that because I had already rebuilt these, and I've only ran this once. So with only running it once, I wasn't too concerned about the diffs on them. And with running it, it wasn't really a hard run. I am probably going to end up cutting this stream as soon as I get this built here and go spend some time with the kids before their bedtime. But at least we got the front put back together. Rear end will go together pretty easy. Probably work on that tomorrow. And we'll be gearing up to do our first run on this bad boy. Full run. I think my son's going to flip out when he finds out that I got it all put together, back together for him, and it's ready to go. I think he was still a little nervous on driving it with that rear diff or bulkhead or diff housing, however you want to refer to it. One more screw to there. Oh, I didn't realize you said that, Jeremy T, that you said that your RC10s were e-buggies. So yours were the electric ones? Yeah, mine were all nitro. All right. And the front end is back together. Well, all right. I know it was a short stream, but I just, figured if I was going to work on it, might as well jump on, see what everybody's doing. I appreciate everybody that showed up and hung out with me for a little bit. And, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for everybody to come in. Nitro Freak, Jeremy T, Thompson's RC. I know that Alan was in here. We also had Backwoods Boys, Small Engines was in here. Sergeant J showed up for a little bit. And it looks like, going through it, that's all that I see from the comments. If I missed you, I apologize. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Most likely I'll be in Poker's live stream tomorrow. If anybody's going to be over there, I'll be in with everybody over there. You guys have a good night, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.